The Red Circle was fun in that it's a riff on the classic nightclub gunfights that, you see in a lot of these action movies.
John is chasing after Yosef in this sequence at this club, the Red Circle.
Well, the Red Circle, it's like the typical hangout place where all of us Russians hang out. My boss owns the club. It's our moneymaker. It's where all the young kids hang out, all the women.
There's, people dancing and lights and strobe lights.
This nightclub actually has a bathhouse below that's sort of a club in itself.
Part of it that takes place in a kind of bathhouse, which was a groovy location, had some fighting there.
Yesterday, we actually shot a scene where I come down to the bathhouse, and Yusef, he is just hanging out with his friends. He's getting drunk. He's disrespectful. He's with women.
I had to memorize the whole Russian lullaby. Yeah, we sing it in bath scene, me and Alfie, just full of hot women. We shot the whole day in the hot tub with pretty women in bikinis singing that song.
Hey man, how you doing? How you guys? Good? Hey, look at us today. What an upgrade.
Hello, Francis.
John Wick actually infiltrates the place.
Он здесь!
John is playing cat and mouse with the guys down in the bathhouse, and he has a bead on Yosef. Yosef escapes.
Vigo gives me the order to protect his son. I'm in charge of all the guys, so now I send all the guys after John Wick.
John has to chase him up through the nightclub, through the crowd. Vigo has actually laid a trap of the security there that all are armed to the teeth.
In the Red Circle, we kill about 6,000 people.
There was opportunities there, action-wise, that Chad and Dave really spoke about. Following John through, he's kind of hunter-prey.
I was very fortunate to work with Keanu on Matrix Reloaded, and it was just so much fun working with him, and he's just such a professional and such a dedicated martial artist and an incredible actor and just such a hard worker. When I got the call to do John Wick and they said, hey, you gotta do a couple of fight scenes with Keanu, I was like, yes! I did 2 fights and they're both very, very complicated, very, very tough fight scenes to do. They wanted it more technical, where I get actually the upper hand, where I really almost beat John Wick. It's a very different style I've never really done before. It's very raw, very rough, very cool. I think the guys did a great job putting it together, and it was a lot of fun doing it.
The hardest part about the Red Circle was the location. It was, easy to do fights in and stuff like that, but the guys wanted Wick to go over the railing and crash to the floor in one. The ceilings were really low. There was nothing we could rig to, and we had a limited amount of time to get in there. We ended up doing it as a match cut. Basically, the stunt double did a fall over the railing to boxes. And then we matched the fall In camera, we pick the stuntman up off the ground on a wire, match his position in the air, and then release him and drop him to the floor.
When they just hoisted you up and you're just looking down, obviously you have some protective gear on underneath the clothes, but when you're hanging about 4 feet off the ground and they're like, and action. Free fall to really hardwood floor.
Ideally, they stitch it together in post, and it looks like he went over the railing to the floor.
They opened up the cinema of the action. You know, it had a lot of long takes and sequences.
And because we wanted to show longer takes and didn't want to do what has been more of a shaky cam, more music video style of cutting, cut for all the fight scenes, we wanted to just show off Keanu.
We want to see the choreography, we want to see the movement, we want to see martial arts.
It's refreshing to see what a human being can do.
It's also just an excuse to have fun and have a movie that's a ride.